Hello,
Hi. State your name and address for the record, please.
my name is Christopher Kane, and I live at 32 Cottage Street, 2.
Okay. And you're being appointed to the Environmental Advisory Council.
Yes, please.
What is your background and why do you want to do that?
Um, I want to do it because I care about people and the environment. Um, I've been living in New Haven for 5 years or so, and I've been an environmental educator, outdoor educator in varying capacities for about 7 years. Previously down in Bridgeport and here in New Haven, and now at the University of Connecticut. And I just believe that through that, there's skills and experience that I've gained that I hope that I can share and can benefit the community here.
Thank you. I know the chair of that committee is always anxious to get new individuals. And I see that she is in the audience. I didn't see her a minute ago. She's hiding back there. And she's always willing for new people with new ideas and how to, it's a monumental task. And I know that she does a great job with all of her people working towards the same goals. So it's a wonderful responsibility for you. And I hope you benefit from the work that you'll be able to share with your peers in that community.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any further questions?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tanya Weeking, I think I'm saying your name incorrectly and I apologize.
No problem. Good evening.
Hi. State your name and address for the record.
So my name is Tanya Wiedeking.
Oh, Weeking.
Yeah.
I am so sorry.
No worries, it will be the first time.
And you're being appointed to the
You need
environmental.
my address, right?
Oh, yes, state your name and address.
So Tanya Wiedeking, 151 Linden Street in New Haven.
Thank you. And you're being appointed to the Environmental Council.
Mhm.
So tell me why you want to sit on that committee and, background and stuff like
Sure,
that.
yeah. So I've lived in New Haven for 16 years. I'm raising 2 daughters here. I care very deeply about environmental issues. I particularly care about infrastructure, public transportation issues. And I, through my work, was lucky enough to get involved in environmental issues to the degree that I decided I really needed to learn more. And so I left my job at Yale and went back to grad school and did a degree in climate science and policy. And then after graduating, returned to Yale. And I feel deeply that in order to affect change, I need to be part of the process.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for doing that. There's so much to learn about climate change and the environment. And every day we learn new things. And so everything that we learn today is going to benefit us in the future. But unfortunately, damage has been done and we need to figure out a way to fix the damage that has already been done.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate the work of the committee and everything that they're trying to do. Any further questions? Yes, Alder Hamilton.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Would you have time for the meetings and all that? I know you prepared it, you're very prepared educationally.
Yeah.
Do you have time to
Yes,
bring
I-
it in your schedule? Do you know the meeting times, all that good stuff?
So I understand that the council meets the first Wednesday of the month at 5:15, and so that's a time that I'm available and I intend to attend the meetings.
Wonderful.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Okay, thank you. Item number 4, John Russo. Is he here?
Good evening.
Good evening. State your name and address for the record when you get settled.
Yes, John Russo, 95 Roger Road, New Haven, Connecticut.
John, you're being appointed to the Livable City Initiative Board.
Yes.
And what makes you want to sit on this board? Do you have background experience that will help?
Well, I've served as chair of two other boards in the city. Once as chair of the city plan, and the other, on the Port Authority.
Okay.
In city plan, I became familiar with the work of the LCI, and I know predominantly now they're doing a lot of work with transferring the flipper parcels to adjoining neighbors, and I know that they also work to make sure that there are no code violations by landlords. My background, beside accounting, has been in real estate and construction, so I'm familiar with the issue of real estate and what's being done with the sliver parcels and things of that nature. I know those are the main things they vote on, but I also know the other work of the LCI for compliance purposes, even though we don't vote on those issues. That's a managerial thing that they do. So, plus I wanted to serve again. I've been a resident for 78 years, and I just wanted to serve again. But I'm retired now. In the other two positions I wasn't, but I'm retired now, and I would love to serve the city again.
It's wonderful. Any further questions for the committee? Okay, thank you. And it is an important committee, and they do a lot in that committee. So I think you would be an asset with your real estate background and your city plan experience. So.
Yeah. And I know they've been doing this a long time. They've really gotten it tightened up now.
Yes, they did. They have. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
John Logan. John Logan. Hello.
Hello.
You weren't sure I was calling you, huh?
I was just distracted for a moment.
John Logan, you've been state your name and address for the record.
Yes, my name is John R. Logan. I'm from 69 East Pearl Street.
Okay, thank you. And you're being appointed to the Solid Waste Authority. So tell us why you would want to sit on solid waste. Is it because of environmental? Is it you want to know more about solid waste, or you have experience?
Well, I have experience from an environmental standpoint and from an organizational standpoint as far as figuring things out. But I think solid waste it's a very practical thing. It's something we all have to deal with. I think there's a lot of opportunities that are coming up that are there to be innovative about how we handle and manage waste, how we think about it. And I was attracted to that sense of opportunity, and the practicality of the value that doing the logistics, doing things better would bring us.
Absolutely. The city is always looking for ways to save money on solid waste, so it's an important aspect of the city's authority. Any further questions? Yes, Alder Hamilton.
Good evening, sir. So, talk a little bit more about your background. That it intrigues you. Give me a little bit more, what you would bring to the Solid Waste Authority.
Yeah, so I run a nonprofit organization in town, so I have some experience about how boards work, and I've been on several boards, so I bring that experience. Lots of my volunteering and interest has been related to the environment and how people interact with that environment. Currently, I'm running Make Haven, that's the nonprofit, And from time to time, like, we have a metalworking shop. We interact with the metal recycling people. We have, use the bulk trash. So I've experienced it as a consumer. I've also experienced it as just a general household member. And, seeing these systems and the communication about the systems. And I certainly had friends that were confused and didn't do things right. And, that's sort of a call to action to me to do them better. So I did go to the School of Public and Environmental Affairs at Indiana University. So I have a background, an MPA, it's a Master's of Public Affairs. So thinking about government, nonprofits, and how that interacts with the environment is a very natural thing for me to be thinking about.
Wonderful. And if you, one follow-up, Chair Santana, and if you were appointed, you'd be available to attend their meetings and participate?
Correct.
When needed?
Yes, I've looked at the schedule. It aligns. It's already in my calendar.
Thank you, sir.
Perfect. Any further questions?
No.
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Robert Magna. Hi, long time no see.
I know. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Call me crazy, but I'll do another term.
Name and address for the
Oh, I'm
record.
sorry. It's Robert Magna, 40 Foxen Hill Road, Unit 54, New Haven, 06513.
And you're being reappointed to the Board of Assessment Appeals.
Yes.
And the reason why you've been asked to attend today is because the chair did not, and the chair and the Assessment Appeals Director did not submit a list of meetings to us. And so that leaves us with no option other than to have you attend.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that you'll bring back that information to the assessment appeals person and the chair of that committee so that we don't have to do that any further.
Okay. Remind me one more time.
The reason why you're here
Yes.
is because there was no attendance records. Do you not post on the website your meeting records?
Supposed to, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you take attendance? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so talk to either Misty or, and she'll help you with that if you don't know where to go to update the,
Thank you, yeah.
yeah.
I've been
And
trying to get that
it's
accomplished.
important because
It's very
when it comes time for people on your committee to come and for the reappointment, we can't approve them unless we get attendance records, or they have to come again in front of us. So it just alleviates reappointments coming to us.
Yeah.
If we can get records.
Yeah.
Unless you have atrocious record, that you have 40%, 60% of attendance.
No, attendance is really based on the number of appeals that come in, like this year, and I'm doing them right now. It's about 100 of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that unusual or is that the norm?
Last year was 300.
Oh,
Last year was my first year. Last year was 300. I hear when it's a reval, you're slammed with 1,500 or so in a reval year. But I mean, 100 doesn't seem like much. However, if we fix up that website nice, there was some issues with people filing appeals, getting the application in there on time. Maybe there would have been more. And then some came back, got the wrong addresses.
okay.
But,
Well, that's good.
so maybe there would have been more if everything was running real smooth.
Is that a new process, doing it online, or has it always been that way?
I just kind of jumped into this thing last year, so I don't really know. I've been trying to find out how I can maybe redo that site, make sure that application is up there real quick and, for people, and a better explanation, for especially when I say lower income areas that might not understand the process, you know. So anyway, so
You think more needs to be done so that people outreach wise?
I think so, yeah, and more advice maybe on the site as to prepare them for coming in, you know. This is a burden. I mean, the board can establish values, change values, but you know, you're more empowered when they bring you the proper information. You know? Information that's helpful to them, the condition of the house, or, you know, information they may not know to bring in, you know.
If they have a garage and they took it down?
Yeah, or the house is in really bad shape, there's issues with this, issues with that. You know, that reduces the value.
Okay.
You know, it's not always, well, the guy across the street only pays $5,000 in taxes. But sometimes it's more than that, you know. The condition of the home, size, there's all kinds of factors, you know. So hopefully we can get that site much more friendly to the common folk. I actually did this little study too, like geek, but there was this Harris study from University of Chicago where it looked at New Haven and the effective tax rates, and it found that in the lower income areas, people were paying a higher effective tax rate. The effective tax rate is when you just take your tax bill divided by the sales price, and they were finding that some areas were paying 20% more than East Rock, you know, as an effective tax rate. That's why I tease people in East Rock. They come and say, "You got the lowest taxes in the city," you know. So I actually was putting in my own data, but I'm not really finding that much of a regressivity. But then again, I've only done maybe 15, 20 different properties. You got to take the sales price right around October 21 and the tax rate. And, you know, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, I suggest talking to Barbara Montalvo behind you, and she can help you with the website.
Yeah.
Maybe figure out a way to make it easier for people to get that information. Maybe we need to do a mailing. Maybe we need to do something so that people understand in English and Spanish, so that everyone has an opportunity to understand that they do have a right to appeal an assessment.
Yes, and there's always border lines and certain streets, and there's homes that get overvalued, you know. It's important. People need to understand that.
That's good information.
Okay.
Any further questions?
Do you know what your attendance was, sir?
Yeah, so the attendance is,
He's the chair of the committee.
we just, when it comes in, we set up our dates. So what we do is, so we had 100. So we have to be finished by the end of March. This year. So, and they have to submit the application. So the beginning of the month, we know, oh, I've got 100. All right, when do you want to set them up? So I go back and forth with Sarah, who's the clerk. Sarah, okay, I'll send her my calendar and I'll put BAA all these different times. And there was only one other board member, so he'd submit what times he could be there also. And then she would just set them up so that everybody could be seen.
So you only meet 1 month, basically?
Yeah, more or less 1 month, unless I think the mayor could extend it if there's issues or something like that into April.
It's not a monthly meeting?
No, it's only for real estate, it's only for the month of March. Like, technically, I have to, by statute, I have to be done by this weekend, April 1st, hearing the appeals. But I think I could deliberate after that. So
All right.
there's no set schedule.
Yeah.
Just that we have to service 100 so far this year. 100. Last year was 300. So if every 5 minutes they come in, I'm down there. They're coming in one every 5 minutes, and we just make sure we can see everybody. If 2 or more of us can't be there, sometimes we'll split up, and then we'll just deliberate together. So the attendance, I mean,
You can have
It's 100.
20 meetings
excuse me?
in 1 month? You can have 20 meetings in 1 month?
Yes. 20 meetings, yeah.
Okay, got it.
It could be 15 with me, one person is hearing appeals on his own because there's just so many of them.
Mhm.
But then we'll get together and say, what do you think? Both of us, or 3 of us, will have to sign off on any, whatever the decision is. Yeah, it gets crazy. But I would say the attendance is 100%, but the attendance is what we make it, just so everybody, those 100 people in the beginning of the month, we make sure that we hear every one of those appeals.
Okay.
They
Yeah,
all
you
get
have to by law, right?
Yes.
As long as they submitted their application.
And as long as they show up, if they don't show up, statute says we don't honor it.
Okay, all right.
So
So maybe you can work out with Barbara how you can update the, like,
Yeah.
when you're scheduling.
Yeah.
Maybe, say who attended, and, because you obviously have a calendar of who's gonna be there or not,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so maybe what you can do is say, you attended, the other person attended, another person attended, or you split them up, and then this one attended out of a box.
And you want
Yeah.
that on the site, or you want it to the board?
We need to see it, so wherever you put it,
Okay.
or wherever,
Send it.
send it to me as the chair, or Barbara, Barbara or Misty, our Aldermanic Affairs chairperson who, does the meeting notices. So we know.
Okay.
Once you get through this month, you'll be able to do it because you know how many meetings you have, you already know. But see, when we do it, we base it on a monthly agenda. Like, you meet once a month. Like, Environmental Advisory Committee, they meet once a month.
Yeah.
And so she takes attendance, she submits it, blah, 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 and then she knows how many people, and every month for 12 months.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't attend in 5 months, that's a problem, because it's either a problem that you couldn't attend because you didn't have a way to get there, or whatever the case may be, or you're finding that the time isn't convenient for you.
Yeah.
So that's why we have people come back so that we can hear them. And ask them if, sometimes people get sick, and that's, really a truthful story. And the reason why they didn't attend because, they were sick with an ailing parent or whatever, we understand that. But if you don't want to continue, that's also another way for us to let us know, it's not working for me.
Yeah. So with this BAA, everybody's got to sign off on whatever the decision is. So they have to be there. And,
So
we just split them up.
Yeah,
But
whatever you do, just let us know what the attendance is, so that this way you have it on record.
Yeah.
And then we could say, hey, everyone attended, this is the attendance record, and how many, based on 100, you had to do like 20 meetings. Now, if you had more than that, like 300, how many meeting days could you possibly get out of a month?
Yeah. But
It's a lot.
It depends though, because sometimes one developer or one housing, 501c3, may come in with 40 properties, in a big
Oh, okay.
so you move those along fairly quick.
Okay.
But yeah, it depends. It's not all just single family home. And then it's commercial stuff too, factories and personal property and all that stuff.
Okay,
All the fun
All right.
stuff.
we'll figure it out
Yeah.
and the way
We're
it
gonna
will
go.
work.
Yeah.
And so that's why we had you come today. But
Okay.
that was it.
All right. Thanks. You're the 11th?
Yes,
Okay. 5 Mill Road.
yes.
Okay, welcome.
Thanks.
You've been here a long time.
Yeah, I have been here a long time. He was at the state and environmental area.
Yeah, and real estate, I was real estate chair for 6 years. Did a lot of stuff on this, appraisals, assessments, all that stuff.
Good for you.
Right down my alley, but.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Thank
gotta
you.
find something else for you to do. Hey, your free time. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Dennis doesn't need to be here. Neither, Michelle. We'll have to, yeah, it's a lead to withdraw. Yours for the public school system. Okay, so we need to do lead to withdraw. Christine, Kim, New Haven Redevelopment Agency, she had 80% attendance, she doesn't need to attend. Lauren Anderson doesn't need to attend, she has 100%. Jeanette Morrison, doesn't say her attendance record, but she's a Board of Others appointee, so. And number 12, David Belowski. Oh, wait a minute, not
Kenya
David
Adams.
Belowski, Kenya Adams, yeah, sorry, thank you. She has 80% and Sal Ponzo has 100% attendance. So, if you'd like to make a motion,
I make a motion that we,
wait a minute,
I'm
before
sorry.
you do that, I forgot one thing. Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify this evening on any of the appointees? Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify on any of the appointees this evening? Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify on the appointments of these committee members? So, seeing none, I would like to close the public portion.
so moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And against? All right, the motion carries.
Chair,
Yes,
may I ask a point of clarification
Sure.
question? Misty, the fact that we do not have a quorum, what is the rule? We have to take no action?
Yeah, that would be best, and then you can just make a motion to adjourn. They'll be discharged to the full board.
that's easy enough to do.
And you may want to explain that for people.
Yeah, for the record.
Okay, we do not have a quorum this evening, and so in order to process the appointees that we heard from this evening and discharge the other ones that we heard, that had great attendance, we need to move it forward. So we're going to ask for a motion to discharge, and it will be heard by the full board at our next meeting. And so will be voted by everyone that would, and so that way we can hear, move this forward. Thank you.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Is there a second? Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries. Thank you.
Yeah.
We are adjourned. The fastest meeting we've had so far.